Wenn du hast ja bei diesen Situation hast du ja diese eine Situation mit Präsidentenflugzeug auch, ne? Mit was sagt man? Mit Ash, nee, mit Ash. Und warum, ja? Und warum hat die dann kein Holo draußen und einen Reflex, Digga? Komm, nicht dumm.
If they can come out and show a good defensive side on Clubhouse, which teams often do, even go 4-2. They win this one overall when taking points.
Yeah, I think you are right. With the way it's been going, it looks like at this point it is a matter of them just securing the loop and coming away with a good majority of points, because it does seem a little bit deserved how they've been playing it. We'll find out. We'll see. We'll see as we get into the round then. Round 7, a pivotal point at this time, so you can really come through with a big earner here. Get yourself out. You get the first stepping stone. And as we all know, it's like Takeshi's castle. You make it on the first stepping stone.
Ja, natürlich was kein Headshot, Digga. Beim ersten Mal.
If you falter,
Wie
you
immer.
fall at the first hurdle, that's when it all tends to go wrong. So this opening round of the second half means an awful lot.
Bit lackluster from Reed up there as he just gives up his drone to the Mozzie Pest. He's just a little bit ahead of himself, just steaming through there, and the momentum carried him straight through the danger zone before he could recognise that he was even in there. Hornet out, he's got himself locked into the bar there, he's got his cappers in place. Reduct, it will be on the Jackal though. Doesn't matter that he's lost his drone, he will still shut down the Vigil, and that is a big early advantage taking PZD off the board. Reduct does take some damage along the way, takes a lot more as he tries to drop onto Hornet there, who will react very swiftly and shut him down as the Jackal drops the hatch. He's aware that there's one upstairs and he's just going to hold himself now. Hornet, we've seen this from him a good number of times. He's willing to take those fights and just try and delay for as long as possible.
A minute and 20 on the clock. Crunch time coming up relatively quickly, but whose fight is devastating? Used to the hurty-burty angles as they're dropping the explosives in from the top. Havana being put to use as well with the Ex-Kara's charges to pop that hatch clean off and give yourself a chance to drop your way down and get involved into the fight. It all comes down to this really, a very important round to pick up here. In a 4 versus 4, Jackal and Vigil both out of commission. Use of the drones being put to good use though from Hugs all on Fuzzy to be able to get that extra read off. He's seen another member, he knows which angles are in play and reacts accordingly, just popping out the little jiggle peaks to try and get the read and see if the overface will be there. Free fire on the face as well, you love to see it, but he's effectively trapped at this point. He needs a bit of help. It depends. If Philly Fox pushes in, there's certainly an opportunity he could sideline him and give them the early lead, unless we just see the wide face coming around. It's like actually, he's going to dash to just try and get out of there. He's so confident on this angle though. Peak after peak, he fully commits to it and punishes the man in the end with a pistol put down as he'll drop it. Falls down another frag on the flip side. Raps trapped in an awkward encounter as well, and it all comes down to just that one man.
Moin, Digga. Ich bin lost, Alter. Ich bin einfach lost.
Not meant to be. He's dropped and decimated, cleaned up by the silky smooth tones of the SMG as Hornetal will take him down.
Cool. Alter, wie er ihn One-Tap gegeben hat mit der SMG, Digga. Fuck. Null. Na, halt dann nicht wieder dieselbe Map. Ah, ich bekomme es kotzen, Digga. Bro. Bro. Bra. Wir könnten die Waffe auch ohne Visier spielen, Digga. Ich wollte trotzdem easy einen Headshot geben, Digga. Das ist einfach eine Tatsache, ja. Kapi.
They've been given the key to the city at this point, Tim. They're allowed it wherever they want, it seems. They're just opening up all the doors, they're locking it down, they're living it large here on the side.
In the common area.
Yeah. I wonder how that works. If you get knighted, I know this is completely off topic by the way, if you end up getting knighted, Tim, does that mean that you also, you know, do you have some sort of connection with the Swans? Because you know the Queen owns all the Swans. Do you then become like second in command of the Swans if you get knighted?
I'm not 100% sure that that's true, Jackie. I feel like that's one of those myths that.
What, the Queen owns all the Swans?
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure if that's actually true or not.
No,
I mean,
no,
we'll bring the answers.
Hang hang on. Let me citation needed just in case.
But yeah, I don't think that knighthood actually does impact on whether you own any swans or not. It's generally the freedom of the city that brings with it. You know, when you're a big public figure from a particular city, you get given the freedom of the city, so you get given a symbol. There's certain things that generally come with it, and they are often around things like being able to graze livestock on the city common on Tuesdays, and you know, all sorts of crazy little benefits that you get with it.
I'll tell you what, Tim, I've had a look into it. I've done a quick browse on the terminal of internet I have available in front of me. Turns out the Queen does have prerogative over all the swans in England and Wales. She does own all the swans.
Having prerogative and owning is that's two different things, Jack.
No, right. That is a fact. The Queen owns all the swans. We're living with that one. I'll stick with that, Tim. I feel like at this point it's confirmed.
Alright. Confirmed kill coming in there for Reduct on the rappel, just holding that right angle through to construction. 4-3 Black Dragons, and they have a marginal, be it very marginal advantage in this round. There is a little bit of damage been taken off a couple of the Team 1 members, but they won't worry too much about that. What they need to worry about is their timing here. 1.5 minutes. They've got the east barricade open, and they're just going to lose a man to the drone hole there. Hornetown needs to be very careful if that is where that came in from. I'm not sure. I think it might have actually been from, I want to say garage potentially, but difficult angle to call. Meanwhile, Hookzor is locked in construction. He's got the ADSs in place, and he's going to hold on to that for as long as possible. Kay down in kitchen, it's difficult with that electrification.
Oh nein. Hä, wie hat er bestimmt da durchbekommen? Mein Gott, ey. Das ist RIP, Alter. RIP Leben, Junge.
Now this game is going backwards and forwards, just like this round, as Lagonis shuts down Lukin.
Alter, ist das für ein Engel, Digga.
Bomb there, difficult to clear him out. In come the drones, that's going to force a little bit of movement from him, but there's no real push coming along with it.
Man, this is getting a little bit worrying at this point. You're into a free versus freeze. You get the opening pick back in your favour. Lagunis with a swing washes over Philippox and leaves him shipwrecked up against the coast. Falls, trying to commit or dropping down the diffuser. The walls are getting eaten up and destroyed by the smoke. He drops out the can as well to try and force the peak from the other side. PZD, wiling out, goes windmilling into the fight, and both of them are laser focused on the angle. They'll clean up with a kill. It comes back to a 2 versus 1. It's all on Lagonis as he'll strike back in. Diffusers down. 1v1 versus Capitao. Can this man somehow come through with the upset? He's not peeking it. He wasn't ready. Lagunis will swing. He just keeps on giving us more and more into the round. Frag after frag. The smoke, like smoke and mirrors, he vanishes and reappears at the right opportunity to end their chances and puts them back in their place. Another round picked up. 5-3 now.
Team 1 well and truly under the spell of Black Dragons here, and Lagonis just casting illusions left, right and centre to wiggle himself out of danger, just creating enough room to get that kill onto the Capitao. Great finish from him, and exactly what Black Dragons needed, and you just feel like maybe that is the step that they needed to take towards winning this fixture. Now 5-3, they've got themselves 2 clear rounds, and they are looking solid on the defence. Since switching at the half, they are yet to lose a round. That is now 4 back-to-back, sorry, not 3 back-to-back for them. Maybe that's a little premonition, Jackie. Maybe we're going to see them get themselves straight on to match point here.
I feel like there's definitely a chance for them to do it. The way they've been playing right now, the quality of these rounds they're filling out, and also the consistency of the clutches. Normally it's a big talking point for us. You know, we do try and highlight the fact that those rounds where you're forced into a 1vx, they're not really repeatable, they're not really sustainable. But I mean, they want to flip the script. They want to prove that sometimes those clutch rounds can be entirely reliable. It's boiling down to the wire each and every time right now, but somehow Black Dragons are just standing tall. They are just completely smiting Team 1 at every single turn. It is a terrifying victory left in that 5-3.
But that is exactly the position that Team 1 find themselves in, and terrified is a word I would definitely use. Black Dragons are 1 round away from securing 2 points here. They took the opening map from Team 1 and looked convincing in doing so. They've been very, very solid so far. If they get this one on the board and give themselves match point, they also give themselves the opportunity to claim all 3 points. If they do that, they head straight into to 5th on the table and start really mounting a challenge to NIP for that 4th online spot.
And that's the big picture, right? There's so much to play for here. It was the storyline we initially were debating about Team 1. We were talking about how this was your chance to come in, make a boatload of points, grab the loot, and get out of there scot-free. But right now, Black Dragons are proving to be quicker when it comes to the draw. They're winning out their firefights, they're leaving no stone unturned, and they are really starting to build up some speed. Big MTH coming out here, but that could be the cause for Team 1 in this round. Maybe a faster bit of aggression. It could work out well for them as they're starting to push in initially. We're seeing some of the angles being cleared out. Lukid could get into the first fight if he oversteps his mark and goes for the swing around. It seems like it's Hornetau's silhouette just waiting on the other side for any commotion to kick off.
Right now it feels a little bit to me like, and this is only a feeling, it just feels like one of those games where there's really not much Team 1 can do about this. You know, we can talk about increasing aggression, we can talk about focusing on sides or looking for kills, and I just don't really think that there's too much of an answer here because Black Dragons are playing very well and they're fighting from difficult situations and managing to close out rounds. That said, 2 early kills come in for Team 1 and that is not going to hurt them. Hornetau gets 1 on the jump out, brings it back to 4 versus 3, and this is what I'm talking about. Even when it looks like the chips are stacked against them, Black Dragons, they manage to fight their way back in. They have those big finishes in them. Lagonis, we've already seen very recently take a 1v2 push and shut down a difficult round for them, and that is why they find themselves 5-3, and it just feels like this one is potentially a little bit out of Team 1's hands here. This is for Black Dragons to win or lose.
And here's a factor you want to keep in mind on the back burner. 3 players, sure, but between them, they've got 2 nitros. The amount of firepower and show-stopping potential that Black Dragons still have left in them is quite a high margin because the plays like this falls. He will fall. Living up to his name as he'll cascade down, blown to bits by the nitro. The rapid adjustment.
Einfach mal da nicht geschossen, Digga.
Stays alive on that encounter. Tosses the nitro to deny any intro. You're not coming through my window. It'll turn with the shotty and strike on the man towards the murder hole, decimating him with the SMG. There's a trade back from Lukid, but Lukid, realizing the pressure that's on him, you got 3 seconds. Time's against you. He runs round the corridor, but he runs straight head on against an angry man with a introduce the big papa pump, and it'll be a painful introduction as he's dropped by the shells. That's the way the round's gonna go, as Black Dragons licking their lips now, Tim, as they make it to match point.
Well, the crystal ball is certainly back in action, Jackie. We've had the repairman round, the service has been completed, and I called it as 4 rounds in a row for Black Dragons coming into that one, and that is exactly what they turned it into, finding themselves now 6-3 on the scoreboard. Guaranteed 2 points here. That will tie them up with NIBR. If they can find 1 more round, they're going back to Church and Arsenal to try and do so, where they won in round 7. If they can find just 1 more now, Black Dragons, and that is 3 points. That is going ahead of NIBR in the league standings, and that is 1 point short of one of those online major spots.
But also, look at Hornetau's KD right now. 14 frags, 5 deaths. This man is just tearing down anyone that dares to defy him. Popping off consistently into every single round. He's been a huge asset to the side. Squad Lagonis, 8 frags, but it's the quality of those kills, the impact frags he's been getting, because they've been tied to him in so many of these rounds. They're coming out clutched, Tim, and the fact they're playing so well, like a well-oiled machine here, it just seems like at this point, surely it's done, right? Surely it is only a matter of time. We have a big show-stopping round where Lagunis and Hornetau just pop off individually and they put this one to bed.
Well, you picked him, Hornetau, 14 and 5. Is that a player that you can see being on the losing side 3 rounds in a row at the minute? And I would have to say that it's not. He's just absolutely dominated that last side. Let's make no bones about that. He shut the man down, prevented him coming in through gym window. He flicks round, hits a great headshot onto Maverick at the bedroom door, picks himself up another one in the rotate, and then gets the last man Lukin pushing in as well. Hugsword opens us up now. He's getting in on the party, takes Reduct off the board, and that is the last thing that Team 1 needed in the first 30 seconds.
Horrendous way to lose out on an opening frag. The battle of attrition now gets stacked up against you so much more. It goes from a molehill to an absolute mountain in seconds. 2 minutes still left on the clock as well. On the flip side, back on Team 1, still going about their standard default, essentially using the Maverick to try and open up this hatch. Does he realise, though, that lurking in the depths below is a man poised ready to try and knock his block clean off? He's also got used to the nitros. Keep those in mind because they have been a salient talking point the whole way through here for Black Dragons. They have been bludgeoning every single member that dares to try and push ahead of them with the use of these nitros.
Halfway through the round then, we are still 5 versus 14, one unable to find themselves a pick here, and they will get the hatch though, so that is certainly a point to the credit. They can look to start applying some pressure from the kitchen. They've got PZD down there just feeding information in for anybody trying to push from the main stairs, and right now that will be at least 2 coming in. We've got 1 pushing dirt tunnel as well. Was that Toxie? I'm not 100%. We will see as the round goes on. Out goes the Kaid charge. That's going to cover all 3 of those. Will it be successful? The Maverick opens things up. I think the electrification is less in time to clear off those Hibana X Kairos pellets, but now just very aware of the potential for that Moto push. Raps needs to be careful here because those angles can be deadly in both directions. Lagonis gets 1 onto Felipox, and that's exactly as I called it. He'll get another onto Raps, using the Maverick's own angle against him, and that right now just seems to sum up the look that Team 1 are having. No matter what they try, Black Dragons always seem to find a way to twist it, to turn it against them, and to make it into their misery. Patoxy shuts down Falls, and we find ourselves 5 versus 1. Game over as he comes around the corner, shuts down Luke with the shotgun, and Black Dragons take in, I'm not going to call it unexpected, but it's certainly an excellent 3-point win.
Oh man, it's ridiculous just how much speed they started to build up towards the later stages there, right? For it to be an even more one-sided scoreline on Clubhouse, madness. You've got to take note as well. In terms of the KDs we had available to us there, just a quick glance at the scoreboard, it will give you a bit of an inkling of how this game has gone. 14 frags, 11 frags, 10 frags, a lot of performance being done. When it comes down to these players needing to show up and just giving us a quality matchup when it comes to aiming, hitting their shots and playing with their gun skills, up there, Tim. That was a good one.
It was very entertaining. Black Dragons were... That was just a tour de force of Clubhouse, and I think, we had the answer. Coming in, we had the question, what are Black Dragons going to show us here on Clubhouse? We've not seen them there before. Is it that they've been holding it back? Is it that they don't like playing there? And I think we've just found the answer there. Really solid performance from them, and you can see why they picked it.
Yeah, definitely. It pays off massively. It's also ridiculous because, it's kind of the storyline that went under the radar a little bit in the sense of Black Dragons being able to get both of the wins here. That's pretty damn good for their standings. This actually helps them out a boatload.
Oh, it's massive. Like I say, it pushes them up into 5th place overall in the league, puts them ahead of MIBR, and just throws them in the mix. They've always been a contender, but right now, they are much more than a contender. They are up for the title fight now. They get a pop at NIP and really try and challenge for that online major spot.
Now, let's talk, though, to the man, of course, that'll probably be a little bit disappointed with the results today, but he's always a blast to have on the line. We'll be bringing in Bodega, the coach, of course, from Team 1 in a few moments, and we'll be able to speculate and talk to him. He's always a lovely lad to have on as well. He's popped on the past, Tim, and he's been nothing but a riot.
He's been great, as we've said. We've heard him say previously, Team 1 are happy with how they are performing, and right now they're exceeding expectations, and I'm sure that is going to be the story that he brings, but these are competitive people, and I'm sure he's not going to be too best pleased at the result that they've just suffered against Black Dragons either. A lot for them to learn from there, but interestingly, I have said it before, Jackie, I always find it quite interesting to have the interview with the losing side sometimes. I know we often pick up on the winners, but the winners are quite often like, we did great, there's things we can improve on, but we'll move on to next week. And sometimes the losing interviews, they can just be more revealing, and you get to really hear maybe what's gone wrong and what can be changed.
Well, it's also nice because it does feel like, especially with the the Brazilian players we've been having on here throughout the course of LATAM, everyone's been really open and wholesome to tell you exactly how they felt going into the games. It's not just a PR-friendly response. It does feel like we're getting the true story here from a lot of them, Tim, which is why it's been so nice that we've had a broad spectrum of players and coaches coming on and just giving us their opinions on the game. It's been so awesome to actually get that next level of insight. So we can provide our opinions, but to have that then backed up, it's so much fun.
It really is, and like you say, we've been fortunate enough a few times to have big things happen. You know, I'm thinking particularly Hanako had a great 1v3 clutch, if you remember. And, you know, we've sort of waxed lyrical over it.
What?
You know, surmise all day long as to what
Was hat mein Teambuilding gerade gemacht, Digga? Kannst du mir das mal sagen?
be able to actually hear it, you know, from the horse's mouth, so to speak, and really get that accuracy is great, and it's great for everybody at home.
Was ist so ein Spacken, Digga?
No, it absolutely is. Hopefully we'll have Bodega
83,
joining
Digga.
us shortly, and we'll start to pick his
Sein
brains a little bit
Noob,
and see just how he feels like the result was there for Team 1, because this is definitely one of the more one-sided games we've had coming out of them in terms of a loss. It feels like
War ja schon klar, es ist auch nur so ein scheiß Kies, ey, oh, Digga.
or they've just been walking over their other opponents.
Well, this is it. It
God,
poses a big question now for Team 1. It's, you know, really, how do they react to this? We haven't really seen them in this
Ich finde,
position
das ganze
yet.
Team einfach so reinscheißt, Alter. Nicht schon mal einen einzigen Kill bekommen, Kappa.
Well, let's talk a little bit about the day as a whole. I believe we can have a look at the results of the games we've already had tonight, because if you're just joining us, don't worry, you're still in time for more to come. We're going to be having an interview with the
Deutsch ist einfach
another
ätzend.
series coming up after this. We've already played out 2 series tonight. We opened it up, of course, with FaZe Clan being on their debut. They came through with a bit of a trailblazer, Tim, and we've just seen the shutdown here in our second series.
We've had a great day of Siege so far, like you say. FaZe Clan coming in, and the first map much tighter with Santos than the second. They run them all the way to 12 rounds on Clubhouse, but when we got onto Villa, they pretty much just run over them. And then pretty much all Black Dragons in the last one. Team 1 had the moments, but very solid.
They did. It does seem like we do have Bodega here with us, though. So let's bring him on in, throw him into the mix, Simon. I want to chat to my boy Bodega and see just how they're feeling on the Team 1 side. Here he is. How you doing, Bodega?
Hey, how you doing, guys?
Good, man. Always lovely to speak to you, brother. Thank you for popping on again.
Thank you. It's always a pleasure.
Right, I suppose let's get into it straight away. Obviously, the last time we spoke, Team 1 as a whole, you've been pretty happy with the results. You've been taking it as it comes. You were in a great position in the standings. Today looked to be a day where maybe you could contest against Team Liquid. Not coming away with the wins. What's the vibe in the team right now? How's everyone feeling?
Yeah, we're feeling pretty angry right now. Just lost. So, but we need to recharge for everything that's going to happen on Saturday. We already have so many things planned for this game. It's going to be an awesome series, I think. And there's Friday still to prepare for the game, so we're feeling very confident for it. Always that we play Liquid, because it is a tough game, but we're kind of a counter for them, so it's going to be a great game.
Through Clubhouse there, Bodega, it was obviously a tough map for you. Did it feel like things were just a little bit out of your control? It seemed like no matter what you tried, Black Dragons had the answer on that one.
Yeah, so they did an amazing job countering our cafe today. If somebody wants to know how to beat Team 1 on cafe, that's it. Yeah. So, and on Clubhouse, we're just on an off day, you know.
It happens.
Yeah.
I did wonder as well, obviously, in terms of the downtime now, you said obviously where you've got Friday off, what goes into Team 1's preparation? What are we seeing actually go down? Is it mostly just going to be server stuff, going over some of the executions that went wrong, looking back at what you can improve, or is it just a matter of getting the scrims in and getting practice in the whole way through to the next official?
It's going to be basically one review and counter strategy. And maybe a scream or two, I don't know. We don't have much time to scream, you know.
Yeah, that absolutely makes sense. Well, obviously an unfortunate loss here for Team 1, but of course a good result in terms of how the season's been going. Anything you want to say for all the fact that have been supporting Team 1 throughout the weeks?
Keep together. Keep cheering for us. You know, it's just a bump in the road, as Michael Jordan says. So Saturday is going to be a great game.
All right, awesome. We can't wait to see it. It's always lovely to see Team 1 play. Thank you so much popping on again, Bodega. It's a lovely time to speak to you.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot.
And there we go, just a quick one this time around. The schedule's coming up fast, Tim. We're not messing about today. We've got games going on all night, of course. There's another series to come up. So we will be back in with that relatively soon. Do not go anywhere.
Mein Gott,
what
ey.
we've got time for. We'll be back after the break for more Siege.
Uff, Alter. Uff, Junge. Uff. Und ich weiß nicht, was ich spielen soll. Der Map, Digga. Oh, Alter. Wir müssen irgendwie mal diese Woche irgendwie mal zu... Genug, danke. Und jetzt, Alter, spendet jemand dann so 5000 Euro, Digga. Sagt so, ja, gönn dir Kappa.
Attenzione, il drone alleato ha trovato una bomba. 10 secondi all'inserimento. 5 secondi all'inserimento. Bomba individuata. L'obiettivo è raggiungerla e disinnescarla. Hai perso il disinnescatore. Il disinnescatore. Resta solo un operatore d'attacco. Mancano 15 secondi. Mancano 10 secondi. Tempo scaduto.
Ach, Digga, ey. Mann, was sollst denn du machen, ey? Wenn die hier alle verrecken wie die... Mein Gott, Digga, die Gegner sind solche Noobs, Alter. Ey, du verlierst halt nur, weil du so ein scheiß Team hast. Ey. Nee. Ich spiel's Tachanga, Digga, Alter. Einfach aus Prinzip, Kappa. Ich hab keinen Bock mehr, ey. Digga, die wollen eh doch alle irgendwie verarschen in diesem Game. Ist mal Real Talk, ja. Ratze, ey. Alter. Ist das ätzend, ey. Piss dich doch, du kleiner Hurensohn. Ach Mann, ey. Ich hoffe, die haben echt schon Konsum noch Wasser da, ja. Das ist schon Hurensohn, Digga. Kommt so, ja. Klar, bei mir schießt er einfach gegen die Dings. Ja, mein Portemonnaie jetzt, Alter. Uff, Digga. Ach, bleib schon Auto, der Terroristen ab, Digga. Mein Gott, Digga. Besser als Loredana. Was ich mal verliebt war ständig, aber nur einmal richtig geliebt. Alles klar. Wie Monte anfängt, wer bist du denn? Du, Angie. Oho, verliebt. Maschallah, einfach die hübsche. Hat jemand dich schon besonders enttäuscht? Leider ja, und man kann es nicht wieder gut machen. Worüber hast du zuletzt gestritten mit meinem Boy? Haha, aka PC. Alles klar.
Wir sind weiter unterwegs. Der Kai und ich machen uns weiter.
Alge.
Ja, aber guck nach vorne, sonst wird dir schlecht, hat die Mama gesagt.
Tja, die Mutter wieder. Echt, das ist wieder. Brauchst du Reistabletten? Ich kann euch nicht sagen, wo wir hinfahren, aber weil viele fragen, was macht ihr eigentlich? Das wird noch nicht verraten. Ab wann geht das? Darf man das sagen? Nein. Man darf das gar nicht sagen. Ihr werdet davon erfahren. Love is in the air and I'm back and around.
Knassi Ehrenmann aller Meinung. Kuss.
Also heute Brillen-Action. Moment. Weil ich habe heute einen Termin, könnte man sagen. Ich weiß nicht, was man soll, nicht übertreiben mit hier so. Boah, Business, bla bla. Nee, einfach nur ein Termin. Mit was seriöseren Leuten. Bin mal gespannt. Das wird, ich berichte mich davon. Ich gehe da in Jogginghose hin, weil ich muss sagen, jetzt eine Jeans asozial, hätte mich einfach gebumst, aber ja gut, Jogginghose übertrieben asozial anscheinend, oder kommt nicht gut, aber ach komm, die müssen mich kennenlernen, wie ich halt bin.
Was hast du da, Maris?
Ehre.
Die Eintrittskarten? Wo sind wir denn jetzt?
Im Puff.
Weißt du was, Leute, ich dachte gerade, ich habe einen verloren.
Dann hättest du alleine hier bleiben müssen, ne? Ach du meine Güte. Ich das am 30.07. um 3 Uhr Antwort. Dann werden unten mir drauf. Unten. Und so.
800 Storys würden wir mit Werbung kappen. Digga. So eine normale Story, die restlichen Storys alle so Werbung kappen von irgendwelchen Halskettencremes, Digga. die Geister beschwören können. Und du weißt, das gute Zeug Polen, what the fuck, Digga. Ja, Bruder. Nein! Oh mein Gott, Digga. Oh mein Gott, Digga. Komplett die Ehre gerade genommen. Boah, Digga, Mann, was ist heute mal auf der Daumen los, Kappa? Die ist auf jeden Fall unflieg. Also ich, Moment, die hat sich die Story, wahrscheinlich die Story, Digga. Wahrscheinlich hat sich die Story nicht angeguckt. Wahrscheinlich die Story. Ich glaub's auch. Ich will arbeiten. Digga. Bis zum Urlaub, erster Tag so gleich. Ich will arbeiten. Alles klar, oder? Digga. Bis zum Urlaub, erster Tag so. Maschallah. Es wird immer schlimmer.
Gemeinsam lebt es sich leichter.
True.
Und das Zuhause fühlt sich gleich viel
Fühl ich.
größer an.
Ist so. Du, 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 du. Du, 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 du. Du,
Meine Damen und Herren,
du.
herzlich willkommen zum Package Opening. Habt ihr Bock mitgebracht? Habt ihr Spaß?
Ja,
Die letzte
immer.
Fanpost-
Alge.
Kann sein, dass die vorletzte Mal ist, dann ist vorbei. Mit was fangen wir heute an? Wollen wir direkt erstmal mit den 2 Fanbriefen anfangen, die mir auf der Straße und das hier bei der Kinopremiere von einem Jungen aus der Menge gereicht wurden? Ein 100er in Gold! Ein 100er in Gold! Ein 100-Dollar-Schein in Gold! Ist kein echter! Ein unechter Franklin, aber in Gold! Passt schon mal ganz gut zu mir. Achtung! Das ist doch schon mal ein Highlight! Hörst du zu? Ob du zuhörst? Jedes Mal, wenn du ein Video hochlädst, hör zu. Zauberst es mir ein Lächeln in mein Gesicht. Denn selbst an schwarzen Tagen machst du mir und vielen anderen Zuschauern gute Laune. Du hast halt eine positive Ausstrahlung. Oh, Baby! Vielen lieben Dank, mein Freund. Achtung, das ist der Brief. Guckt ihr zu, Jungs? Ich hoffe, diese Jungs gucken zu. Nachdem der Alge-Song so gut ankam, wäre es cool, wenn du einen Büchersong machen könntest. Nach der Schule gehe ich und meine Kumpels noch Stuggi ins Kino zu dir. Da habe ich euch getroffen. Wieso schreibst du das im Brief, den du mir bringst? Das weiß ich doch dann in dem Moment, wo ich dich sehe. PS, über die Rechtschreibung wollen wir nicht reden. Und alle haben es unterschrieben. Vielen lieben Dank, Jungs, ohne Scheiß. Ich danke euch von ganzem Herzen. Sieht komisch aus. Fruchtzwerg? Ein Fruchtzwerg?
Ein Fruchtsaft, oh Scheiße, Digga.
Was soll das sein? Kinders! Was ist das denn für eine Scheiße? Boom! Spaß, war nur Spaß! War nur Spaß! Wer hat sich erschrocken? War ruhig, bleib ruhig! Der Gedanke ist bei mir! Was ich denke, macht mich nicht mehr. Was ich jetzt denke, was ich denken muss, was da drin sein könnte, macht mich fertig! Ich trau mich nicht, das aufzumachen, ehrlich, ohne Scheiß! Ich trau's mich nicht aufzumachen! Was ist das? Was soll das sein? Was soll das sein für eine Scheiße? Und
Hat der einen Zehennagel geschickt? Guten Tag.
Bist du bekloppt oder was?
Bäh, Zehennagel. Bäh.
Du Drecksau, wer schickt mir einen Zehennagel vor dem Tor? Ich muss hier unter die Scheiße hier! Warum ist man so? Wir haben doch gesagt, dass der Scheiß ist doch mal gut! Irgendwann reicht's doch mal! Geschmack im Mund muss ich jetzt haben! Ich weiß gar nicht, woher man das hat! Woher hat man einen Fußnagel von dem großen Zeh?
Bläh. Digga. Oh, Scheiße, Alter. Oh Mann, ey. Digga. Er hat einfach so einen Zehennagel. Der muss wie ein Ringtür spielen, ne? Was? Oh mein Gott, Digga. Oh mein Gott, ey. Alter Falter, ey. Mein Herz. Alter.
Arbeitest du im Beerdigungsinstitut oder was? Alter, da war doch sowas, ich erzähl euch mal ganz kurz. Da war doch sowas, so eine Folie drüber. Ich stech die ein, das stinkt, das Ding, das könnt ihr euch nicht vorstellen, das verrottet. Wir gehen ins nächste Paket, Ruhe im Bums jetzt. Alles, was gerade passiert ist, vergessen wir. Wir erzählen keinem davon. Ich mach Paket-Opening. Guck lieber nicht in die gelbe Tonne. Die in der Küche, ich wusste nicht, wo ich es hinschmeißen soll. Ist nur ein Fruchtzwerg drin. Ein Fruchtzwerg.
Noch ein Fruchtzwerg.
Ja, ich hab gläserne Augen. Ein Zehennagel vom Toten. Ein Zehennagel vom Toten. Verwesender. Geh nicht in die gelbe Tonne. Ich schwör's.
tutti i terroristi.
Gerade hier live ausgepackt. Machst es nicht an.
Ein Zehennagel vom Toten, Alter. Uff, Alter, was ist los? Oh, heute gibt's Kankaro Sandwich Delicate Meal today. Oh, Salam alaikum, meine Freunde. Jetzt machen wir hier ein bisschen Action, Kappa. Ja, gar nicht diese Linie akkurat ist, ne? Ja, Alter. Wenn ich so richtig konzentrieren muss, ne? Oh mein Gott. Nein! Oh mein Gott, beim letzten hab ich verkackt. Nicht so dein Ernst. Bro. Ey, wir haben fast alle gekillt, Digga, außer den letzten. Oh mein Gott, ey. Lost. Ich geh mich auf.